In cabin 62 is my wife. She is riding a cable car in a place that is harder to visit than North Korea. In the cabin behind her is me, the person that dragged her here but is now scared to death. Join us as we are the first international tourists ever to visit Shohimardon, a remote exclave from Uzbekistan that has not seen any tourists since the collapse of the Soviet Union. Discover with us the breathtaking landscapes, fascinating history, and maybe the not so exciting village life. A very good morning from Fergana. This is our second video and it's going to be a very special one because we're going to visit a place that is completely off limits for tourists. We're going to visit the exclave of Shohimardon, which has been completely isolated. Well, at least no tourist was able to visit it since the collapse of the Soviet Union, so since 1991. That's almost 35 years ago since this place has seen an international tourist. Now, obviously we're not going to do that alone. It will be impossible to visit this exclave. People have tried, it's just not possible. But we're joining a tour group today that has gotten a special permission to visit the exclave. So they have gotten permission from the Uzbek government, from the Kyrgyzstan government, from the Fergana Valley, from all kinds of officials to exclusively do one trip to this exclave. So yeah. Very excited to do this tour. Hako is coming along as well. So yeah, let's get going to the mysterious exclave of Shohimardon. To reach Shohimardon, we flew into Tashkent, then we made our way to Fergana. From here we'll be driving to the Vodil-Pulgon border to enter Kyrgyzstan. We'll drive half an hour and then we'll exit again to cross the border into Shohimardon. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to film the border crossings, so we're going to fast forward into Kyrgyzstan. So we made it to Kyrgyzstan. We're not yet in Shohimardon, but yeah, we still have that border to cross. But we are making a small stop, which we thought was not allowed, but we did get to make a stop here. Honestly, I don't know who these people are. I don't read the language either, but yeah, very interesting. Look at this. We still have to do one more crossing to leave Kyrgyzstan and then to enter Shohimardon, but it also means we're almost there. After some research, these images are significant people for Kyrgyzstan's history, some being politicians, other leaders, including Pulat Khan, Abdu Kadir Urazbekov and Absmat Mazaliev, together with many others. This stop also had some very well kept gardens and beautiful views of the river. From here we continued our drive to the most important border crossing of our trip, the one from Shohimardon. Guess what? We are there. We made it to Shohimardon. And guess who is the first woman to ever enter as an international travel there? First international woman traveling to Shohimardon. That's Hako. And just a short drive after the border, we reached our hotel, yet another surprise, the most luxurious hotel in Shohimardon. Alright, we have arrived in Shohimardon. Yes! We made it. Awesome. So, we are staying in an amazing hotel. This is really nice. It's very luxurious actually for staying in an exclave like this. Gonna show you the bathroom once. Look at this, what a beautiful bathroom. Who was expecting this? I wasn't, definitely not. It's really nice. You have to imagine that all of this has to be transported to this exclave to be built. So I think it's quite impressive. You know, everything is here, brand new hair dryer, brand new shower, Look, beautiful. Everything is there, you know. We have a towel heater, and it's working. Eh? It's a hot towel heater. Amazing. We have, I think, a fridge.
And the best part, you don't need air conditioning here because it's so chill outside.
But yeah, it's very nice temperature here. It's way cooler than in Fergana and way cooler than in Tashkent. But yeah, it's very nice. Look at the bed. It's all brand new, closets, brand new. They even gave us slippers. They gave us ropes as well. TV in the room. And what else is there? Nice painting, kind of art piece on the wall. Very impressive. I was definitely not expecting this. It did take us 4 border crossings. I think we took 4 hours to get here, while the drive itself is like only 1 hour and a half. So we did spend a lot of time in the border crossings, but 100% worth it to come here. It's beautiful. The view, it's incredible. I want to show you.
Couple of shoes.
Yeah, we did have to remove our shoes to enter the hallway to the room, which is something I have never done before. It's like a mosque, but then to enter the hotel room. So I have to put on our shoes. So walking around in the city center now, looking for a magnet. Let's see. This is Shohimardon city. Very exciting. I believe they kept some shops open just for us. They were doing some barbecue as well. You can actually find quite a bit of stuff on the markets and shops. There are some cheeses, lots of crackers. They also told me they are made actually in Shohimardon. So yeah, there's quite some stuff for sale here. Entertainment in Shohimardon brings the whole city together. So a very good morning. We had a very good sleep here. And today we're going to dive deeper into the exclave of Shohimardon. We're going to visit many places, I hope. And yeah, we're going to see what is left of this very unique exclave that during Soviet times used to be a very popular summer resort. People were coming here for their holidays in summer to enjoy the fresh mountain air, the lush landscapes, the rivers. However, at the collapse of the Soviet Union, no one wanted to come here anymore because it required a passport, 4 border crossings from Uzbekistan. Yeah, people would stay in their country, they would travel around to other countries. Why would you want to do 4 border crossings to just reach here when there are other options in your own country or in other countries? So yeah, people didn't want to come anymore to this place. I do believe that the nature here is incredible. The river, the mountains, it's a very pleasant place to be. Alright, so we have reached the tomb of Kasarat Ali, I believe it's called. So yeah, I believe this was a cousin of the Prophet Muhammad. This is the tomb of it. I understood there are 6 of these. The shrine was destroyed during Soviet times as atheism was promoted and Islam was suppressed. It was then rebuilt in 2010. There are other shrines and tombs of Hazrat Ali, the main one being in Al-Najaf, Iraq, and also Mazar-i-Sharif in Afghanistan. on the tombs that are here. There are also some markets. Unfortunately, none of these is selling magnets. It's very hard to find a souvenir that says Shohimardon on it. It's all toys. So we continue our quest also to find a magnet of Shohimardon. Unfortunately, my quest is still unsuccessful. I've only found toys, more toys, clothes, some food items, but no souvenir from Shohimardon. What I did find was what people in the Soviet Union did better than any other place in the world: mosaics and murals. This one can be found in a museum nearby and I absolutely love it. No idea why these paintings are all in the darkness here. They're actually quite beautiful, I would say. It does look a bit creepy, this one. It looks creepy. Yeah. It's probably one of the most creepy paintings I've seen so far. All I can say is that these paintings were impressive and they deserve better than being put away in a dark room. Soon enough it was time for the best part of the trip, the cable car. Alright, so we're now visiting the cable car, and to do that you need your passport because we are exiting again Uzbekistan, entering Kyrgyzstan. So yeah, this is really the trip you need to do to collect stamps in your passport. And how I'm filling up your passport with useless stamps. We are now at...
No, they didn't stamp here.
They didn't? Oh, maybe they didn't stamp. You just do the border control then, and then... Well, that's quite easy. At least it's less work. They do have a list of our passports here anyway. They know we are coming. So, it's pretty cool. I don't know any cable car you need to exit and enter another country for. Also interesting, we passed the hotel here. That's Hotel 777. It's not the name that's interesting, but we just passed the Uzbek border control. And we didn't enter Kyrgyzstan yet because we didn't do that passport control yet. So theoretically this hotel is nowhere, I suppose, because there is no border control here in Kyrgyzstan yet. So this hotel actually is in no man's land, I suppose. Alright, we pass another border. Now is onto the cable car, and they are one by one. So it's going to be one by one up the cable car all the way to the lake on top. Well, there we are in the Shohimardon cable car. Yeah, really fun. Cannot imagine how long I look forward to doing this. And the views. Hello. The views are amazing. You go along the river here, and in front of me is the Hako. She's in the cabin in front. I think it would fit two people actually. I mean, there's one seat here and there's another seat here. So I probably think you fit two people. However, we are all alone. Each of us is going by themselves. So this is incredible. The landscape here is beautiful. To be able to do this is really a privilege, to be able to visit Shohimardon as the first tourist, maybe the only tourist that are going to be here in a long time. Let's take a seat and enjoy Shohimardon. Alaikum salam. They are friendly, the locals. They always say hello. Look at the views. We pass by the river. I can imagine that this is one of the very few places that is entertainment for locals. So now there's not much to do. I mean, we visited a mosque. There seems to be a little theme park, and in the city there are some small machines for children to play. But in the end, there is not so much to do. They're so friendly, these people. Every time you pass another cabin, they're like, hey. They're really fun. Hello. They're really funny people. Every time you pass one, they're like, hey. I have to imagine these people haven't seen tourists for 34 years. So it's very unique to be able to see tourists for them as well, even though we are a bit of a nuisance because obviously we are clogging up the border controls with so many people. This is from Soviet times, I believe. That said, they do look quite new. I mean, the cabins, I believe, they have been changed and been painted at least. When you look up to the mountains, how high they are. So the place we're going to with the cable car is a lake, actually. And this lake was created by a series of heavy earthquakes. Now, when we reach the top of the cable car, that should be approximately 1,700 meters above sea level. It's not crazy high. Some parts might need some oil here, but I think he's doing great. Seems to be in good shape. Nothing beats a Soviet-made cable car. This is gonna be here for the next 100 years, I think. They put goats on top of the mountains, look. Not sure if you can see it. Wait, when we get to the other side. So this cable car seems quite long. I thought it was a very short cable car, but I've been here for like 10 minutes already, I think, so it's a pretty long cable car. I'll show you the goat. Yeah, never in my wildest dreams I would think that I would be in Shohimardon, riding a cable car up to the mountains, up a lake that is 1,700 meters above sea level. You have to cross, I don't know how many borders. We crossed, I think I have 4 stamps in my passport yesterday. Crossed another border today, so that they didn't stamp it. There would have been 2 more stamps, but we didn't get a stamp. Yeah, we crossed a lot of borders to get here, but it was definitely worth it. The area is beautiful, the mountains are incredible. I hope at some point more tourists will be able to experience this. I know this is a one-off thing from the government that they allow us to do this, so maybe in the future you can also come here and ride this Soviet cable car in Shohimardon. Highly recommend it. Made it to the top of the cable car. How did it go? Was that fun?
Yeah, it was so peaceful, so quiet.
That was fun. It was quiet. The landscapes are beautiful, so yeah. 100% recommended attraction in Shohimardon. So we made it across the lake, and apparently there is another lake behind this lake. Just look what a wonderful place this is. The water, the mountains, it's beautiful. So I'm on the way back down in this very interesting cable car. Apparently it's not made in the Soviet Union. It was constructed in 1991, the staff told me. So it's just after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Nevertheless, it's still a very interesting cable car. Don't mind the background sounds. It's fine, it's safe, don't worry. So almost there. My cable car ride is coming to an end. Yeah, after this is going to be border control again. We're gonna have to pass the Kyrgyz border and the Uzbek border again, as we did when we came. So, this was fun, eh? It's a really fun activity to do in Shohimardon.
Back to border crossing.
The downside is you have to do 2 border crossings. It is what it is in Shohimardon. After 2 border crossings, we wrapped up our day with tea at yet another stunning resort that looks like it belongs in the Swiss Alps. And with that, we've come to the end of today's adventure. A big thank you to the team at Nomad Mania for organizing this incredible tour. This isn't sponsored, but I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check them out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.